Hello and welcome to December 15th. Today I'm going to give you a holiday buyer's guide and tips on building a PC. So, the holiday buyer's guide, these are just a few products I recommend if you want to start building your PC with. So these are the really standout products of this year. So if you want to build a budget PC, the AMD A10 5800K processor is amazing. It's a quad-core CPU with integrated graphics for less than £100 that's actually got decent performance. Moving on to a mid-range CPU is the i5 3570K from Intel. Amazing CPU, slightly less than the 3770K, which will be covered in the next section, and it's almost as good on performance. As mentioned, the extreme option, you have the i7 3770K or the Socket 2011 3930K. Now the 3770K is better for gaming and is half the price of the 3930K, so maybe you should just stick with that one. Graphics cards, of course you've got to pick the Nvidia GTX 680. Amazing card, single core GPU, but if you really want AMD, go for a 7970. It's slightly less, but you're getting slightly less performance as well. When it comes to storage, hard drives, there's very little difference between any of them nowadays, so just weigh up storage versus cost. As for solid state drives, 12 months ago you wouldn't even consider buying them, they were far too expensive. But now they're viable and actually really good. Superior read speeds compared to hard drives. My two recommended are the Samsung 840 Pro and the OCZ Vertex 4. They are the best value for money in terms of storage and speed. As for operating systems, go for Windows 7. There is no point upgrading to Windows 8. It is horrible for use on a desktop. And with Linux, Ubuntu has the most support at the moment and Steam just arrived on it. So get that. Case fans, as always, is going to be my Arctic F12 as it has been for the past 3 years, and I'm going to add the Scythe Gentle Typhoon fan in. These are both hydrodynamic bearing and they are quiet and move lots of air. CPU coolers, what else could I pick apart from the H100? This cools a 4.5 GHz i7 3770K down below 70 degrees. Usually keeps it idle about 20 degrees. It is amazing. So we're now going to move away from the shopping aspect and more to design aspect. So these are the things I do when I'm building a PC from absolute scratch. The first thing coming up is the minimum list of what you need. So the case, the motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, the hard drive, the power supply, CPU cooler and DVD drive. Graphics card and case fan are separated because they are not 100% necessary with everything. Your case may come with fans, or you might not be generating enough heat to even need fans. And graphics card is over there because some motherboards have onboard chipsets and some CPUs have onboard GPUs, meaning you may not need a graphics card, but if you want the best performance, buy one. So in the stages of determining what I want, you've got to look at some benchmarks. Now you can benchmark both CPU and GPU on this site. This is cpubenchmarks.net. And we have all these options. So there's high-end CPU charts such as these, showing you the best CPUs, and you can even search by model if you want to compare the two. Now I want to make a clarification here, don't just use this site. This site can be misleading as it seems to mainly go for single-threaded operations. So make sure you look at a variety of sites. So here is my second one. You can look at yours and compare it to another one. It's great. Absolutely great. So if you've got two in mind from the first site, you can compare the two here, and this has a wider variety of tests. Less variety of processors, and it doesn't rank them as such like the other one does, but it has a wider variety of tests, so you can get it exactly to what you want. And as I've shown you in a previous video, how do I choose what power supply I need? How many watts do I know my new computer is going to need? Well, it all comes down to this amazing website here. And on this website is a power supply calculator. It will calculate how many watts you need to run the system you want to run. Now I chose the light version as this is not for commercial use and it has reduced features, but if you're going to use this for commercial you need to buy the Pro version. And it really does not like in private browsing. So I put all of my PC in there. Remember I use a 650 watt power supply, which lots of you have told me is not enough for my system. And I got this. My system uses about 577 watts of power. Yes, this is a little high and it's probably not going to be optimal for my PSU, so I will upgrade it in the new year. but at the moment it is plenty. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I've put all the links for these websites in the description. Remember, one video every day in December.